Welcome back to Gossip Break, the cherry on top of your day. I'm one of your co-hosts, Becky,
And I'm your other co-host, Bree.
and we, of course, have another jam-packed pop culture episode for y'all today because the pop culture has really been popping in these last couple of weeks, and I love that for us, honestly.
Things have finally turned up. It was like when we first started that first week when we started the podcast, I remember there's crazy pop culture beef. It was Kendrick and Drake, the Met Gala, all kinds of stuff. And then it died off and it was like, okay, well, just TV recaps. And now it's like,
Yeah,
okay, back and popping again.
I
Everybody is
know.
out there doing their things,
There's
making
like
drama
nothing
for us to talk
on,
about.
yeah, there's like nothing on TV right now.
Yeah, pretty much. So we have
I
a jam-packed pop culture episode. So we're excited to chat with you guys about it.
Yeah, I actually randomly started watching Dubai Housewives. And honestly, guys, it's really not that bad. It's actually pretty good. I mean, it's not groundbreaking television, but it's like a lighter fare. It's like
Mhm.
petty drama. And the thing I will give kudos to these ladies that they know how to have a conflict and a resolution because
Yeah.
they need to take some notes in the OG franchises because these hoes can't get over anything. And Dubai, it's literally they fight one episode, the next episode they have a sit down lunch and they're reasonable, and then they move on to the next plot line. And I'm like, okay,
Yes, because
I
it
can get
does
behind
start to
this.
get too tedious when it's the same beef dragged out, a la Beverly Hills when they talked about Lucy Apple Juicy Dog for the whole season.
Literally all of them, Teresa and Melissa,
Oh my God, that's like
Atlanta,
seasons long beef.
Candace and Giselle, like, oh my gosh, guys, we have to resolve this
We
conflict.
got to
Like,
wrap it up.
wrap it up. So shout out to the Dubai housewives for,
Miami
keep
does that well too.
Yes, they do. And they come together when they need to come together. And that's why we watch the show. It's like these light little jabs, real life stuff. I always wonder if it has to do with the fact that they're in Dubai and Dubai doesn't play that like fighting in public shit. Like you will go to jail.
If you think about the drama on each of the franchises, it really does match the culture because Jersey and the Italians it being such family drama because they're
Mhm.
just so dramatic over there with the Italian culture. Like I get it. And then Dubai, aren't they fighting about who was closer to the Beyonce stage?
Yes.
They were like, well, I
That's
was
what I
in
want to
VIP.
see.
I was in VVIP.
Yeah, that's what I want to see. Like who was
The difference in
closer.
fighting.
Yeah, like that is the light, which obviously Jersey's good too, but they just everyone just needs to learn how to let shit go because you're gonna lose
Yes.
your job if you don't.
And then Miami, they're fighting about like Alarsa. Does she really live in an apartment that's for only fangirls?
Yeah, like that's
That's
Miami.
so Miami.
It is, and I love it. So, yeah, if you were considering if you don't like the heaviness of OC right now, which I don't, I think it's really nasty and it's really scary. And they're literally taking a woman down, like beating a woman while she's down. If you don't like that, switch to Dubai. It's cute. They really do have money. They dress well. The culture is cool. The drama is light. That's all I can say. 10 out of 10 season for their second
That's a good
season, I think.
review.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah.
I'm excited for Roni in the fall. I love how it's coming out in the fall because that's so New
Ah,
York with the apple.
yes. It literally gives me chills because I'm like, oh my God. I'm so ready. I'm like, I'm sorry, guys. I'm one of those bitches that's like, I'm ready for fall. Even though it's not gonna happen for us for like another 3 months. I'm so ready. And Roni really catapulted it. Because it's New York is such a fall city.
It is. It like captures the essence of fall. I'm ready to see Bryn on my screen with the red lip.
Yes, with the red lip and like a trench coat and a clickety clackety heel and just like
Clickety clack.
the leaves crunching and a pumpkin spice, which is now everywhere, like as of this week.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure today Starbucks came out with it, I think, which is like,
Yeah,
why? It's so early. I
it's
hate
so
them.
early. Yeah, they could have at least waited until after Labor Day. I get the hype, but
Please.
Come on, guys. It's 100 degrees outside in Texas, at least.
And Florida too.
And Florida. Yeah, it's hot as fuck here.
A PSL would make me throw up right now.
Literally. I need it on October 1st. And then I need to watch the new Roni immediately after. Ooh, Bryn and a red lip. That was like the perfect description.
I'm so excited. And I saw the trailer and it looks like her and Uba are fighting, which I liked Uba last season. So I hope it's not going to be so serious where it's like, okay, girls, come on now. I hope I don't know. We'll see. They've still been in each other's Instagram comments, like to this day, leaving little shady comments and things. So
What?
yes, I saw Bryn commented something shady recently. They were talking about, and they were like, no, Uba was as well. It was something about when the trailer came out and Bryn was talking about how she's just a model at Dress Barn or what was it? What was it? Am I saying that right?
Yeah, because Uba was like, Giselle is jealous of me, Naomi is jealous of me. And I'm like, all right, girl, let's not get carried away. Especially after that reunion she had. She was insane at
I
that
don't even
reunion. Do
remember
you
how she
remember that?
was.
She would just blurt out random things and everyone would look at her and then like continue their conversation because Uba knows she didn't bring it with the drama last season. And I guess she's
Okay.
trying to bring it back this season. But her and Bryn fighting, like Bryn's little one-liners, I'm like, yeah, you're a comms girl. I can tell because you are quick with it.
Yes, very quick. So they were arguing something about that whole modeling thing. I think she said something about the dress barn, and then Uba said something back like how her retainer at Dress Farm is like more than I don't know 6 months of rent, and Uba's or not Uba in Bryn's apartment with no view. Like they were just being shady to each other.
Yeah. Oh my
So I'm
gosh.
excited to see the drama because it
Me
doesn't seem like it's
too.
anything too deep.
Yeah, I don't like the affairs and the cheating scandals. Let's save that for like your fifth and sixth season. You know what I mean? Like,
Yes,
let's keep it
when we're
cute and
really
light.
invested.
Yes. Yeah. Totally agreed.
So let's go ahead and dive into some of these pop culture things today. Kind of speaking of Housewives adjacent,
Yes.
is
Whew.
Netflix's Buying Beverly Hills is canceled after 2 seasons. What do you
Womp
think?
womp. I'm actually very surprised.
I'm kind of surprised as well.
Yeah.
That was
And
quick.
yeah, and they said it's due to low ratings, but I would love to see the numbers on that because I doubt the ratings were that low considering
I didn't
because
hear anything bad about that show.
no, me neither. So to give y'all a little context, everyone knows about Selling Sunset, selling the OC with the Oppenheimers, and then they kind of turned it into something else with Buying Beverly Hills. Netflix has had a lot of real estate shows come out lately, Buying Beverly Hills, Buying London, Owning Manhattan, and Buying Beverly Hills was great because it was the Umanskis, aka Kyle Richards' ex husband's show and their family getting into their real estate game at the agency, Mauricio's agency. And this was during the midst of their initial drama with what's her name, Morgan, and like there were the rumors and stuff because it's 2 seasons. So this was like 2 years ago, right? When all of that was happening. So the
Mhm.
show was on and popping. I personally gave it a few episodes. I did like Selling Sunset. Buying Beverly Hills. I don't know. It was just like the first episode was just like a little whiny for me because I think their daughter's name is Alexia and she's like, I'm tired of people saying I only got this because of who my family is. You did.
Yeah,
That's
you did. It's
okay.
okay though.
Yeah, it's okay. You didn't work as hard as the people that moved here from like Mississippi, but that's okay. You better, but what you can do to
Work
get
with what
people
you
to shut up
have.
exactly is work with it and then work so hard and be so successful that it's like, okay, well, at least I know you put in the work.
Because Mauricio could say the same thing.
Yeah.
He could have said like, "Oh, people only said I had this because of the Hiltons," but no, he worked his ass off to make it his
No,
own thing.
yeah, it's like one of the number one. They have like offices in all over the world, not even just the country. And it's because of his own hard work. Yeah, I'm sure it helped who his family was, but he still worked his ass off. So that was like
That's
the
why I'm
whole first
surprised the show is
season.
canceled because it's like he's
Yeah.
so successful. The business is successful. This real estate kind of reality show thing is popping right now. And then as well, he has the tie-in with Kyle and all the
Yeah.
daughters. So Yeah, I'm kind of shocked.
I feel they said it's due to low ratings, but I'm a
I just don't
conspiracy
believe that.
theorist. I don't believe that because there's just no way because they still have selling OC. They had selling Tampa and they canceled that after one season. That I believe didn't have good ratings. But
Yeah.
you're telling me Kyle Richards' family?
Daughters, please. And her, yeah, and that drama, especially at the height of their drama when we were
Yeah.
trying to figure out if they were divorced, if they were together. And there was some speculation as well. I remember on Beverly Hills that Kyle was sharing more with buying Beverly Hills than Real Housewives of Beverly Hills because she was being very quiet that season. But then she
Mm-hmm.
apparently was talking on Netflix. So that was kind of some drama too. So I thought because of that, people would definitely want to go to the show for that reason as well. So shocking.
Yeah, shocked to say the least. A source told the publication that the cancellation is reportedly due to viewing numbers versus the cost of production.
How much did it cost to make that show?
Uh, that's what I'm saying. It
Don't they
can't
just
be.
need some drones and a nice camera footage?
No, literally,
Or
because
like a
it
nice
isn't
camera?
even. Yeah, it isn't even as dramatic as the selling shows. I don't know. I'm suspicious. I just and the Selling Sunset shows are kind of like ugh now. The first couple of seasons, cute, fashion. Now it's just gotten so out of hand, so ridiculous with like the outfits. We barely see the houses. And it's a little bit annoying, but I actually was just watching. I've been watching a lot of Bravo lately because there's literally nothing on. So I'm like digging for crumbs. And I watched $1 Million Listing LA. That is a show, if you're actually into real estate, that is a show that you should watch because they show house, like they really do show you multi-million-dollar houses, and it's less about the cash drama. And of course there's cash drama and whatever, this person's like the listing price is too high, it's too low with the clients, blah blah
Mhm.
blah blah, like it has that, but it actually you get to see the houses and Selling Sunset. And I'm sure with the same with Buying Beverly Hills, like they don't show the show, like the houses. And I'm like, that's kind of why I'm here.
Yeah, I kind of got carried away, I think, after what, maybe season three of Selling Sunset. After
Yeah.
the Christine drama became center
Yes.
stage, it really became less about the houses and more about just the cash drama. What are the girlies wearing? And it felt very fabricated. I think that's why I stopped watching it because I was like, I didn't mind the fabrication of a Netflix show, just kind of the cringe, corny edits when it's what when you're showing real estate, it's like, okay, the cringe, corny music, and then you're showing houses. I don't care. I'm fine with that. But then it just got too much of that cringy, corny edit, but with the girls' drama. I didn't like it. I don't know. Maybe I just like the way Bravo produces reality TV better
Me
than
too.
Netflix. It just felt weird. Just felt too fabricated. It felt like literally like a telenovela at a certain point.
Yeah. I was gonna say that too. I think Bravo, even though they're kind of flopping right now, if you ask me and everybody else, I think they produce reality TV the best
Agreed.
because Netflix just can't seem to catch real ground. Like Selling Sunset became a huge thing, and then they were like selling OC. I watched a little bit of Selling OC as well, and I'm sick of their shit too. I don't care. I don't want to hear about people fucking in the office. I'm sorry.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. Do you guys work at all? Just wondering. Just wondering. And so now they have all these like they have a million Love is Blind, a million selling, buying, owning, renting,
Mhm.
leasing shows, and The Perfect Match and Too Hot to Handle. I'm like, guys, I don't come to Netflix for reality TV at all.
That's what I was thinking is you go to different platforms for different things. Netflix, I think of more of just campy shows like Bridgerton, fun like Gossip Girl, things like that. But then if I went to Peacock, that's where I would watch reality TV.
Bravo down.
Yes, a hundred
Bravo
percent.
all the
Love
way down.
Island. And then
Yes.
also HBO, I would go for the real shows, like the real cinema.
Yeah. 100. No, I think you nailed it perfectly. Netflix is definitely a written, a scripted show
Yeah, more of a
network.
scripted TV platform. And I like their Netflix original movies as well, but I think
Yeah.
it's just more of like the movies and the TV shows is what they're better at when it's scripted, not really the reality TV stuff. Because I
Mm-hmm.
don't think I watch any of their reality TV. I've never really gotten into Love is Blind. I haven't gotten into Too Hot to Handle.
No.
But meanwhile, I like Love Island. I like The
Right.
Bachelor. So I still like those things. I just haven't liked how Netflix has produced it.
Yeah. I'm excited. I'm ready for Love is Blind to come back. They got me with that one, I will say. Like that
That's
show.
a popular one.
Yeah, even though when I watch it, it takes me like 3 days to finish one episode because it's so cringy that I have to pause it, walk away, do something, come back to it,
You get
especially when they're,
secondhand embarrassment.
yeah, it's just so cringy, but all dating shows are, but Love is Blind is like a different level because they can't see each other, so they try to be all fake deep. But
You know what?
it,
I actually do watch one reality show because that just reminded me of it. I do like to watch The Circle on Netflix. Have you ever watched that?
yes, I have.
That one is
Yeah.
kind of funny. Sometimes I feel like it's gotten to the point where it's, I don't know, I don't need to know like how many seasons I need to watch at this point after it. I kind of haven't
Yeah.
watched the newest season, but the first three seasons, eight, I was into it.
Yeah, that's very Big Brother watcher of you.
Oh my God, stop. That really is. Yikes.
That makes sense. No, that makes total sense.
Okay, let's get into some more news. So let's just keep talking about Love Island USA. So, some updates after the season has ended. The reunion aired this week. We're not going to do a recap on the reunion, but just some things that have happened post the season ending. We'll start with some positive news. First off, is Serena, our winner, queen, is collabing with Sacred, which is Beyonce's hair care line. And they dropped this Instagram video. It's so cute. So you just see the back of Serena's head but you hear her voice and she has a very distinct voice. And she says, I got a text. And then it says, a hot new bombshell has entered the Sacred Salon, dropping soon, dot, dot, dot. Obsessed.
Yeah.
And you could just tell Serena likes Beyonce based off what she said. And they're both Virgo. So I'm sure Beyonce was like, oh, get her.
Yeah.
Little black queen. She's the winner and she's a Virgo. Sold.
No, and this is this is how you do a collab, y'all. You don't need to jump off of Love Island and start a million different brands. Just do a good old regular old school brand collab. I'm very excited for her. I love this of her. I think it's perfect. I'm so happy we have a Black Love Island couple that one, and I'm glad to see that they're getting their bag immediately.
Immediately. And they're such cuties. Like they're just such
Yeah,
good people. They deserve it. I'm excited for them.
they
And then yeah,
do.
so Kordell, the other half of the winners, he got his dream brand collaboration with Cheez-Its, which is so funny because if you watch Love Island, there's like a very funny moment in the beginning with him and Serena talking. And she says, so what are your long-term goals? And he was like, so what do you mean by that? She was like, your goals long term. And then he went into talking about how he wants to collab with Cheez-Its. And she was like, okay. But anyway, so meanwhile, like it was just kind of a running joke, like that this man wants to collab with Cheez-Its. And here we are. And he was like so serious about it. He's literally a little kid. He was like, I even have the flavor I want. I want to do spicy white cheddar. So yeah, I guess Cheez-Its came to him and they made this little bundle and it's half hot and spicy Cheez-Its, half white cheddar, and it's in a bag together. So we love this for Kordell, his dream collab.
Business people, I love to see it.
He's so unserious, but no, they definitely had to get the bag with those two, Beyonce and Cheez-Its.
Yeah, literally, like y'all are set for life off of that one deal.
I'm so happy
That's
for them. And it
crazy.
made sense for both of them too. So
Yes,
it
it
was
does.
perfect. Whoever the little influencer marketing people that work for these brands and pay attention to these things, I'm obsessed with because you could tell it's someone like our age who actually watched Love
Yes.
Island and knew that he talked about the Cheez-Its or knew about Serena and her hair. Like she had the best hair all season. So these make so much sense. I'm obsessed.
I'm obsessed. I'm excited for them. I'm happy for them. I'm glad we got a fairy tale ending because it seems like not everyone got that on the island.
Oh my God, I know. So, yeah, I guess we'll get into the negative side of what's happened post show. I think it was yesterday it came out that Kendall and Nicole break up a day after the reunion. So Kendall broke up with Nicole. There's obviously lots of controversy, a lot of
Scandal.
discourse. Yeah, it's definitely a scandal what's happened. And I was trying to figure out the best way to talk about this because it is a serious matter. This man is dealing with revenge porn at the end of the day. That's very scary, very serious. But at the same time, Nicole brought this onto the show, onto the reunion herself, and made this a public thing. So I feel like if they've talked about it, other people could talk about it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like they made this public. Again, if you were watching Love Island, I'm just going to recap everybody. If you were watching Love Island, towards the very end of the show coming out, an explicit video of Kendall was released, which is illegal. But that was released. And, obviously I felt so bad for him because you could literally tell he was having a panic attack on the reunion, having to like the thought of this being brought up. But we were thinking that this may cause issues between him and Nicole because one, obviously, sending sexually explicit videos. Apparently, so I don't even know how to get into this. This is so messy. So
It's awful. That is
it's so
everyone's
awful.
worst nightmare, especially
I feel
the
so bad for him.
way that I was. It's not even like regular old, you know,
Yes. So
you
okay, let's
know?
just get into this. Like I'm just going to be real with you guys about this video because it was taken down pretty quickly. But I heard it was described and it was not like a traditional kind of explicit video that you would think from a guy. It was
He was spreading cheeks.
okay. Okay. So because of this, the nature of this video, you beg to wonder, was this sent to a woman? I don't obviously there's women out there that like that, but it's not maybe as common as if you were to send it to a man. So I feel bad because now he has to deal with this kind of like, first of all, this video of him got released, which is so traumatizing. Two,
Yeah.
then he has to, like, he just got his phone back because, they didn't have their phones on Love Island and his phone is blowing up with this video. That's so traumatizing.
Oh my
And then
God.
he's having to explain to his girlfriend what the video is. And it's like he's just trying to live a normal life. So the drama right now is that I guess Nicole confronted him and asked, what is this? Right when they got out the house. And he said that he sent it to an ex girlfriend a few years ago. But then a few days later, Nicole said on the reunion that Janae told her, which is like, oh my God, Janae, you should never tell anybody anything. The fact that she just ratted your name out. But she was like, yeah, well, actually, Janae told me that you sent that to somebody on a dating app like a week before you came into the house. So Nicole is saying that she is mad at Kendall because he lied about the nature of the video of who he sent it to. But I just feel like it's more than that. You know what I mean? Like, does
Yeah,
she
I have
really care about the lie or does she care?
no. It's not the lie, it's the fact of like who was on the receiving end because now she's embarrassed because there's potential that I don't want to put it on him, but he
Mhm.
was deceiving in a way. There's potential that he could have been deceiving because it's embarrassing because it's twofold. One, because it's a nude that's out to the public,
Mhm.
and it's a whole nother layer because there's like the homo I don't want to call it homophobia, but there's an undertone
Mhm.
to it where it's like, who were you actually sending this to? So let's say, for example, he is in the closet, for lack of a better term. Now it's like, well, damn, I didn't want to be outed. Like, obviously, he
Exactly.
doesn't want to be outed if he is. And now he has to come out. And if he wasn't, now everyone's still gonna think that.
And yeah, because
Uh,
and he could be bisexual as well and he may not have want to
literally.
come out as that yet.
Yeah,
So, I feel so bad for him, but the thing
it's
that
awful.
like I didn't even think that they would bring this up at the reunion to be honest because like I said we're talking about something illegal that happened to him and I don't even think Ariana was trying to bring it up. I mean obviously we wanted to know why they're not doing as well because it's clear something happened, but I don't think we needed to say the video because you could tell even Kendall at the reunion tried not to say. He just said like something happened and then Nicole straight up just says yeah, the video. So it's like, okay, well, now you just put it out there in public. even if it was on social media, because all the video I'm pretty sure it got deleted. I mean, I would
Yeah.
hope so at this point. So it's not like if you weren't there in real time, you may have just forgotten about it after a few months, like, oh, the internet moves so fast. But now this is on a film television show where people are always going to watch this reunion and see Nicole say, oh, this video. And then they're going to go, searching on Google, what happened with Kendall video? Like, this is so unfair to him. And then to make it worse, she went on the Vile Files podcast. I didn't listen to the whole thing of it, but I saw some clips, and Nick Vile and her were kind of like talking about the sexuality of it all. I don't
Oh.
understand what she's thinking. Like, I totally understand being embarrassed and being upset that he lied to you. I'm not saying that she can't be upset about that, but I just think that she is kind of forgetting that he really truly is the victim in this, and she's making herself the victim. Like, oh, it's about a
Yeah.
lie, it's about this. And I get that he lied, but dude, the most vulnerable, exposing thing just happened to him. Just give him a break.
Yeah, this is literally the most vulnerable thing that could ever happen to you. And also, it's not anyone else's business. So
Yeah.
I hope whoever he actually sent this to, whoever it was, I
Mhm.
hope he like takes advantage of the fullest extent of the law because
Yeah, me
they
too.
set him the fuck up. They literally
Yep.
set him up. And for what? It's not like I doubt they even got paid to do that. I'm sure they just did it to be fucking evil.
Hmm. I just, I don't know. I feel bad for him. And I'm not saying Kendall's perfect either, because so he broke up with her a day after the reunion. And that's definitely calculated because he saw people were on his side, you know. Well, let me take advantage of the situation and I'll just break up with her. I also think it's crazy that they didn't break up before the reunion and they didn't
Yeah.
have this conversation before the reunion. Like, that was a private conversation. I didn't think anybody needed to hear that.
That's what I'm saying. How did you, if you guys did stick it out together, like, okay, obviously, let's address the elephant in the room right now. So it's a one band, one sound when we get on the show where millions and millions of people are watching and going to be talking about it. Like,
Mhm. It's
what?
very confusing. And I'm
Uh,
questioning her motives in that
yes.
and his motives. Like, why did both of you
Yeah.
guys wait this long? And why did you wait until after the reunion to break up? I don't know. They're both very messy. But at the end of the day, not to be a hater, but I kind of felt like they weren't a great match in the sense in the house
Yeah.
where I just felt like they were trying to get to the end and win. Not that they didn't like each other. You could tell that, they had chemistry, but it just didn't feel the same as like Serena and Kordell for sure.
Yeah, because so many people are just trying to win and get brand deals and get fame and clout, and that happens so much. That happened a lot in the last season in Love is Blind. Like it was really, really bad.
That's why always the first few seasons of reality shows are the best because you just don't
Yeah.
know how you're going to be perceived yet. You're going into it really innocent in a way. And now people come into reality shows with an agenda like, I'm going to get a brand deal. I'm going to do this. I'm going to fight with this person. It's too much.
If you weren't married, obviously, do you think you could do something like this? Like one of these shows?
No, because I just don't have the social battery for it. I just
Yeah,
like, no,
that's
I would
fair.
just be just sitting there just so over what these people have to say. And also Love Island is so gross in the sense of them just all swapping spit all season together. I
Thank
can't get past that. I'm
you.
sorry.
They just they have to get
They kiss like it's like a hug there.
I know that was the biggest shock to me when I first started Love is Blind UK because the challenges are like kiss this person. It's
Yeah,
like
it's like kiss this person if you kiss whoever you think is the messiest. What?
what?
Why would I do that?
No, why would I ever do that? And just being in bathing suits all day and getting filmed 24/7, like it's a lot. Like that is a lot.
No, no way. The only show I think I could do is The Circle because I just sit in my own
Yeah.
place and just talk to the screen send.
Yeah. That makes sense. Sometimes I think about Love is Blind because I'm like, I see the appeal of Love is Blind where it's like actually falling in love with like the person and their personality rather
Hmm.
than their looks because nowadays dating is very shallow with the apps. Like everyone's
Yeah, with
just
dating
trying to be,
apps.
yeah, everyone's just so freaky and like just sees you and it's like, oh, like literally smash your past basically. And I get the appeal, but then I'm also like, I don't think Love is blind because I need to know that you're a cutie.
Such a hypocrite.
Like,
No,
yeah,
I
but it's not, but not in
100%.
like, not the
No.
same way that like men think. Because men
Yes,
obviously are like, like they're so gross. But I'm like, okay, I have to be able to stand to look at you, you know? Like,
100%. That would give me anxiety.
yeah, because what if I fall in love with this guy and I see him in person and he's not cute?
I definitely see the appeal of that show, but we have to be real that physical attraction is part of a relationship. So that
Yes.
definitely would cause me anxiety at the end. Like, wait a minute.
Yeah, and you have to marry them in Love is Blind. Did you know that? That the end is like you in order to meet the person on the other side of the wall, you have to get engaged.
Excuse me?
Like, yes, like the guy proposes behind a wall. You guys commit to get married. You meet each other, you kiss, you hug, whatever. Then they separate y'all. You'll go and get shipped on a honeymoon with the five other couples that also didn't see each other. Now you're seeing the other bitch that your man liked, and now he sees her and she's more of his type, and that's where the mess comes in. And then
Oh
you
my
live
God.
together and then you get married and you say yes or no at the altar with your entire family and the camera's there. That's the plot of Love is Blind.
Okay, now I'm more interested because I just thought they were talking behind a
Yes.
screen like the circle, and then at the end they showed their face. Okay, yeah, let's keep dating. Oh, so they okay,
No.
so we
They
have
get
stakes.
married.
There's high stakes.
No, it's
That's
very high
very
stakes.
scary. Couldn't
Yeah.
be me.
So yeah, actually now that I'm thinking about it, the whole marriage thing, like I'm committing to marrying someone I don't know what they look like. No.
I think
But it
that's
works
why
for some.
Love Island, I do like in the sense that it's not so serious because with The Bachelor, I feel like so much of the issues was that the ending, they knew that there was an engagement. And it's like, as much as I like you, I'm just not fully ready for that. And
Right.
that's totally valid. You just met this person and he's also been dating 10 other girls at the same time. So,
Yeah.
yeah, whereas like Love Island, but then it's almost too much because then they're kissing literally
They're
every
not
single person who
serious
walks
enough.
in.
Yeah, they're not serious enough. And then Love is Blind is too, yeah, I didn't know you. Yeah, now you have to watch because the
Oh my
stakes are
gosh.
so high. That's why it's so cringy because they're like, I think I'm in love with you. And it's day two. And it's like, you are literally getting married to a stranger right now. Like, you are getting on one knee.
No way. I know the winners of Love is Blind because I just saw them in the news a lot and I was like,
Yeah.
oh, cute, Team Swirl. But like, I
They're
didn't
literally the
know
best couple ever. The best thing that ever. Like,
because they
Love is
went in with good
Blind.
intentions first
Yes.
season.
Yeah. And she was like, oh, I've never been with a white guy before. And now they're literally
That's
like
so
an
funny and cute.
icon.
I love that for them. Well, let's just get into more reality TV news. We have one more reality TV article for you guys. Not sure if it's confirmed or not, but it looks like Scheana and Lala have officially been cast on The Valley. I haven't seen anything. There's been like a lot of Bravo pages reposting this, so it may not be official, but they have been seen filming for season 2 at least. So even if they're not officially cast, they're still going to be on it, it seems like. And it does not seem like the fans are happy with this, myself included, because these two were just the worst two to come from Vanderpump Rules at this point. Well, I don't know. Honestly, no, Tom Sandoval's the worst, but I just can't with them. I'm over Scheana and Lala. I'm over all of Vanderpump Rules. I really don't care to watch any
Yeah.
of their lives anymore. So I'm just annoyed that they're bringing them over here, especially because The Valley, I felt like it worked so well because none of them
Mm-hmm.
were reality stars really before, besides Jackson Kristen. But they,
It's
I don't know, like
fresh.
yeah, it was fresh. And again, like that first season kind of magic where they just go in blind, whereas Scheana and Lala are so calculated. They're going to go in with a plan. Who should we go after? And I just don't want that in the Valley because I actually did like it. I was not expecting to like it because at first I was thinking any show with Jax Taylor, I'll pass. Why would I put myself through that again? But I saw so much good reviews from Bravo people that I actually respect and like what their opinion. So I was like, let me go ahead and watch it. And I actually did like it, but I'm not going to be happy if Lala and Sheena are on there. They just bring such negativity, such a
Yeah, desperate vibes.
yeah, such a pick me.
Yes. I had no
I
idea Lala was pregnant. By who? Do we
she's doing it
know?
on her own. I think she got a sperm donor. She says that she, after her traumatizing relationship with her ex baby daddy, that she doesn't want to share her baby anymore. And basically, she knows best. So she wants to do everything, which I respect.
Yeah. I get
But
it. Trust, I get it. She's
yeah.
young though.
Yeah, like I guess
She's like,
also, I don't know. I don't want this to sound like
yeah.
misogynistic, but I
Yeah.
also do believe she could have found someone. She's such a beautiful girl. And yes,
Yeah.
she definitely gets on my nerves, but she could have found someone. But I also respect her opinion of just wanting to do it on her own.
Yeah. She's only 33.
I think she was just so traumatized from her ex that she was just thinking, oh, I'm never gonna date seriously again, which I understand. But again, I think she would have found someone with time. She still can, and they
Yeah.
could still be the dad, obviously. But
Yeah.
it's
That
an interesting approach for sure,
no,
especially when you
definitely.
see it in the spotlight like this. Because I'm sure other women do this, but you don't really see it as often.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That's what women usually do in like their 40s because it's like, okay, like I only have so much more time before. Well, I guess technically a geriatric pregnancy is when you're 35. So I guess she's right on the cusp of having a geriatric pregnancy, which is fucking crazy to think
That's
about.
so
But
crazy. 35 being geriatric is
35 years old. That is a fact that I love spewing out at people because I'm like, my friends that waste their time, I'm like, you only have a couple years until you're a high risk pregnancy, literally.
that's so scary though,
I
please.
know. But I watched a little bit of The Valley. I don't have as much of an attachment to Vanderpump Rules. Like I didn't grow up with it like that. More recently, because I'm obsessed with Ariana for obvious reasons. So now I get the gist of Scheana and Lala. I don't like their vibes. And I don't like their vibes on the show. Scheana, I just don't think I like her vibe, period. I think Lala, I could probably kick it with her a couple of times and have
I'm
fun.
hot and cold with Lala. Sometimes she has a great
Yes.
season, and then sometimes she just does too much.
Yeah. And them being on the Valley, hopefully it's just like a guest appearance. Like they're just in one
Mhm.
little episode because, yeah, like you said, that first season magic, they don't know what they're getting into. It's something new, it's something fresh, it's fun. And we don't want all I just feel like I don't want the Valley to get caught up in their web. And I'm sure the producers understand that and they know that. I just hope they don't make them full time castmates. I just thought of something really toxic, and I hope people don't hate me for thinking this. But do you think Lala got pregnant to like be on the show? Because it's like a family
People have
show.
said that before. Honestly, no, because I feel like that's just so much work to do on yourself.
No,
But
literally.
yeah, there was other people that mentioned that as well.
Yeah.
Because Sheena and Lala both bought houses in the valley as well. So it was just like the timing of things. They definitely wanted to.
Interesting.
Which, if anyone were to move over from Vanderpump Rules, it would make sense. It the most with it being those two.
Yeah. But we don't
But I
want
just,
those two.
yeah, we just don't even want it. I don't want to, and honestly, like, I don't want to see any of them on Vanderpump Rules anymore. The most I want to see of Ariana is just hosting because love my girl down, but once we really get in the weeds of Vanderpump Rules, she's annoying too. Everyone's annoying.
Yeah. Literally. That's why I won't watch it because I don't want it to taint like this perfect stall image I have of Ariana, but I've seen like old clips of her and Tom. I'm like, you guys are literally so fucking annoying. And
Very.
now it's just so toxic. There's no going back.
I don't think there could be any going back, especially after Tom sued Ariana this summer. Get it. But anyways, moving on from the reality TV. So actually, no, this is not even moving on from reality TV because Kourtney Kardashian, her
Oh,
brand
brother.
Lemme is facing class action lawsuit for deceptive advertising.
Let me get a lawsuit. Let me. Have you ever tried it?
I have not.
I was deceived, so maybe I can,
Let's hear
get
your
in on this
story.
lawsuit. I did the Lemme metabolic duo, which is Lemme burn, which is supposed to be to up your metabolism, and then Lemme curb to stop your appetite. Basically, it's giving poor girls Ozempic, semaglutide, Wegovy, Mounjaro. The fact that I know all these GLPs is very concerning. It does take up space in my brain. However, do I think it really did anything? Not really. Like I don't think any of those things do anything. Not to be like crazy woo woo. I don't think any vitamins do anything. I think you just need to eat better foods.
Yeah, the only thing I really believe in is like a multivitamin.
Yeah. Like
But all these
yeah,
little
exactly.
extras are crazy.
Yes, you need one multivitamin that knocks all the things off the list. Now you can even get the liquid ones if you're like me and have a hard time like remembering to do like a pill. Like you can just throw it in your juice, throw it in your water, whatever. Like there are just so many different things. But taking like 17 different vitamins in a day, like a lot of these influencers do, and what's being sold to us is just kind of a lot.
The wellness industry is crazy in the influencer sphere. Even Bella Hadid, like that one meme of her holding up all those cups and glasses and tinctures and putting things and drinking, sea moss gel and then this and then that. It's craziness.
Just take a multivitamin and make sure you eat your veggies.
Yeah,
That's
I thought this was interesting. So I looked it up, and this attorney office called Zimmerman and Reed, I guess they're the ones doing this. So it says Lemme deceptive advertising claims if you purchased a Lemme product, you may be entitled to compensation. Fill out the case below. So what's going on? Just says that they're investigating a few different products because it says that they're just deceptively marketing it. So, for example, the Lemme Purr gummies. Lemme claims that these gummies support vaginal odor. However, according to a report by Women's Health magazine, there isn't any evidence that a particular ingredient can change vaginal odor for different women. For you, the Lemme Curb capsules, it says these capsules are advertised to be formulated with clinically studied ingredients to support healthy blood sugar, but two of Lemme Curb's active ingredients are dosed at levels 4 times less and 20 times less than the doses supported by scientific literature. So basically, they're saying to even get these benefits, you would have to have so much more of the ingredients in there. And Lemme has like 4 times less, 20 times less. So you're taking these and it's not doing anything. They're claiming it could do something, but it's not actually enough to do anything.
right. I did see this guy's TikTok. I can't think of his name right now, but he makes
I know exactly
reviews.
who you're
Yeah.
talking about.
I think his name is like something with beauty. I'm so sorry, love. I'm so sorry,
Wait,
but
we may
I'll
be
give
thinking of somebody else. I was thinking of that guy who always does like the downfall of this person or the marketing
Yes,
of this.
yeah.
Okay, yes, I love
Yeah,
him.
and he has like his degree in like botanics and marketing and something. And
Wait, no, I'm about to pull up his thing. It's like Be Well something because
yes, something with
he's
the
a G.
B.
Like we have to give him credit.
Yeah, no, because this is where I found out that they were being sued because I saw his video because he was like
Hmm.
the way he broke it down was so understandable because it's like, okay, you have this little gummy, this little pill, whatever this is, and you have to fit all these ingredients in there, including like flavor, color, gelatin, like actual volume of the gummy, like the literal size and the weight. Like it's impossible to include the benefits of these things and these ingredients in this small of a product essentially. And I was like, that makes sense because what do you mean this penny sized, penny weighted vitamin is gonna stop me from eating?
Yeah. So there's four, one, two, three, four. Yeah, four different ones that have the following products that are under deceptive advertising claims. It's the Lemme Purr, Lemme Curb, Lemme De-Bloat, and Lemme Matcha. Which, like to your point, how are you supposed to get like a daily dose of matcha and two little penny-sized vitamins? By the way, the guy's
Mhm.
TikTok is bee, like the insect, b.better.company.
Yes, that's him.
We love. Anyways, this is crazy, and this is happening a lot in the wellness industry because there's also been claims of the people who do like the green powder. I
Ugh.
don't want to say the exact name, but you probably know
Y'all
exactly
know
what I'm
the
talking about.
ones.
It's like a fitness influencer who has like these powders. And basically, they did the same thing. They broke down the ingredients. And even if you can say, oh, I put carrots in there, apples, this and that. But if you're putting literally a centimeter of an apple in there and not saying exactly what's in there, you're just saying, I put an apple in there. That's deceptive advertising because now you can just market it as like, oh, you're going to get all your fruits and vegetables in a day. And really, you're not because it's the tiniest. So basically, all these wellness industries, I feel like, are doing very similar practices of saying all these healthy ingredients and minerals and craziness is in these products, but it's really such a small amount that it won't even make a difference.
normally I'm like anti FDA. Like, the fuck does the government know about health? You guys are trying to kill us. But I'm starting to need, like, I need FDA approved on some shit, because you can say organic all you want. You can say real all you want, natural all you want. It's not, because it's also, I don't know if you've seen, it's gone from the powdered greens into what it's called, like colostrum. Have you
Yes.
been getting those ads
Yes.
lately? It's good for your digestive system, anti-bloat, which I think everyone is like in this bloat craze right now, which is crazy because everyone's like cortisol face, anti-bloating, but everyone's also getting filler. Like, it's in the name.
Inflammation. Yes. It's
Yeah,
all these
like it's
the
just
cycles that we go through.
yes, it's so crazy. So I looked up what the fuck, like colostrum, or how, I don't even know how to say it, but I'm sure like if you are a girly pop, and honestly, probably if you follow us on Instagram at Gossip Break Prod, you're probably
You
getting these
probably see,
ads
yeah.
because you're probably being targeted because of us, because we're being targeted. And I looked up like what is this stuff? It's literally just like an enzyme that's in breast milk. It's
Oh,
nothing crazy. It's not some like weird plant. It literally is something natural that mammals produce. And I was like, this is what people are trying to get me to buy for $50, this $50 powder. It's literally just breast milk.
it's
Like, I'll
always
just
something. And then like before then it was chlorophyll, like the green water.
and unfortunately, I fall for the
You fell
shit
for that one too.
every
No,
single
I did it
time.
too. I was a victim of the chia seed water. I was a victim of during COVID juicing with the turmeric and ginger, getting my hands
Oh,
orange.
yeah.
Okay.
I literally remember making videos during COVID because I had nothing else to do on my Instagram story of me taking like turmeric and ginger shots. Oh, I fall for every trend. I literally, and
I
I as
remember that.
yeah,
I'm
so
crying.
that's what
We
I'm
were doing the
saying.
same thing. Twin sisters literally posting on Instagram our stupid turmeric
Like,
shots.
whatever. Like, ginger, I will say though, like ginger really has like shameless
No, but
plug. But
those
again,
shots hit.
yeah, and this is the thing. I'm not selling you guys a product. It just comes down, you need to eat whole foods. Like ginger, if you have a tummy ache, ginger, bloating, ginger, ate too much, ginger, upset stomach, ginger. Like, it could be the $3 ginger tea pack at Trader Joe's, wherever you like to grocery shop. Like, ginger really honestly, anything like fizzy seltzer water will get your stomach. Like, that will do it. Not these like bullshit
Let me
products that
debloat. Let me
yeah, that's
curve.
selling you sugar essentially. That's only gonna make you bloat more for like $50 a pop. It's crazy. Ugh.
Well, if you're one of the girlies who fell victim to that targeted ad and you've been using it, DM us and let us know because maybe we'll be victims too.
No, literally. This thing of colostrum is $110.
I will not be a victim. Pass.
No, big pass. Big pass. I'll wait for another 5 years when they do
Never
research
mind.
and I can buy it at Target for
Once
like,
it's in Target.
I'll be there. Craziness.
Well, you want to wrap it up with some podcasting news, which I thought was
Yes. Speaking of
interesting.
influencers,
SiriusXM buys Call Her Daddy for $125 million.
I'm sick to my stomach. I literally just got a headache.
Oh my God, I'm sick for Sofia.
Sick, sick. I want to know how they're like, okay, well, let's fill the people in first. So basically, I'm sure you've heard of Call Her Daddy. It was a huge podcast back when we were the target audience, back when we were in college. And basically, it was these two girls at Barstool talking about like all their sexapades, young and flying out for men and how to like
Living in
get
New York City.
blowjobs and just like crazy raunchiness. And I didn't
Very
like it.
raunchy.
Yeah, honestly, as controversial as people say I am, I don't think I'm that controversial, but like I also know that I am. It was a little bit too much for me. I like
That's so funny.
don't
And then I was the one who was actually listening to it.
yeah, very not very demure of you,
Not demure of
Brie.
me.
Not demure at all. But I listened to like a couple of episodes and I was like, okay, whatever. And then they had all their drama, and then Spotify bought the rights to it for 60 million.
Mhm.
And then now SiriusXM bought it for 125 million, like over almost $200 million just for Alex. And I will clarify and say that it's not just for Call Her Daddy, it's also for her entire podcast network that includes Alex Earl's podcast,
The
Hot
Unwell.
Mess. Yeah, the
Mhm.
entire Unwell podcast network. So it's not just Call Her Daddy, because I've heard Call Her Daddy's kind of gotten.
It's definitely not what it used to be. I used to like it mostly just because of the banter between the two girls. It was just like funny to just hear two best
Yeah.
friends talk about craziness. That it's like I would literally never do some of the craziness, but hearing about it was so fun. And once they
Hmm.
broke up, it just kind of lost that appeal, that spark to me. And Alex moved it more into a celebrity interview podcast, which
Hmm.
that's great for her to pivot, but it's just not something I was really interested in anymore, especially because I was there more for the banter. And I mean, I think she's very ambitious, and I think this is really cool that she did this. However, at the same time, I'm going to be honest, I don't think she's the best interviewer. So it's hard for me to watch her interviews because I just feel like she doesn't really like dive into. I feel like she has a list of questions and that's it. And it's like sometimes you want to someone answer something and you want to dive deeper into it, ask a follow-up question.
Hmm.
She'll literally just forget about it and move on to the next thing. So that's kind of frustrating for me, and that's kind of why I don't really listen as much. But again, like I'm not a steady listener to her anymore. So maybe she's better. I stopped listening after that Miley Cyrus interview. That was crazy. So it says that the deal is for a little bit more than 3 years. So the 125
Yeah.
million goes over the course of that. So it's about like 42-ish million a year in 3 years, which is insane
That's like
for a
LeBron James
podcaster.
money.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's athlete money. That's crazy. So that's why it's like good for her because it's
No,
inspiring to
queen.
look up to
Oh,
because
absolutely.
she does
Because
all
if
her
she
own
can do it,
editing. She was really in the trenches doing her social media, building this brand up. So I respect her a lot for that. But it's also crazy. 125 million for a podcast.
no, that's nuts. They must be taking it on to the next. They must, yeah, this must, I don't know, because my thing is back to the interviewing thing you were talking about. I feel like a lot of these, 'cause it's not like she was a celebrity at first, but a lot of like housewives, celebrities, influencers get these podcasts and don't have interviewer skills. And as mass comm students, like obviously, and it's interesting because the common, like the public now also sees it too. It's not just someone that like, oh, I went to school to learn how to talk and communicate to the masses with people. It's like everyday Joe Schmo's like, yeah, she's not a good interviewer. Because even I think about that Cat Williams interview with Shannon Sharp, like that only was a good interview because of
Because of her.
Cat Williams.
I mean, wait, which one am I thinking about?
The one where Cat will.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. I got confused with the
Yes.
names. Yes, I know exactly what you're talking
Yes,
about.
yes, yes, yes. That one. Because like he didn't dig any. I couldn't even finish. First of all, it was like a 3 hour long podcast episode. I wasn't about to do that. Second, I don't think I got past the first 20 minutes because I was like, dude, you are not having a conversation. Like he's over here talking about this, and you're like, oh, so whatever. And it's just so frustrating because it's like you have this huge platform, you're getting all these brand deals, all this money, and you literally like, yeah, you might have the personality, you don't have the talent. You don't have
Well,
the skill. And why don't
yes.
you want to harness in on that skill more? Like you
Yeah,
could
get
go
better.
so much further and be so much bigger and actually be a respected podcaster if you just, I don't know, took like an Oprah masterclass, a Diane Sawyer masterclass. Like, those are real interviewers. You pry, you're nosy, you're messy. Like, I don't care what Miley Cyrus' favorite sex position is. I want to know what was going through her head when she wanted to be a rapper.
Exactly. I was going to say I think the problem is that they're not great listeners. And
Mm.
that's something like I will admit even to this day I want to always become better at because sometimes I feel like my brain works so fast that I speak before I could let the person finish and I'm always trying to work on that. But at the end of the day when you have a podcast and when you're an interviewer, you have to be a great listener and I feel like Alex and these people, they have not even just Alex, it's like we said, all these influencers, people who just turn into a podcast and they have no interview skills. They have like these sets of questions that they want to ask people, and then they don't actually listen to what the person said to dive deeper. So, for example, I didn't listen to the whole interview episode of this, but when Alex with Call Her Daddy was interviewing, what's her name? Why can't I think of it right now? Megan Fox. Megan Fox was having this whole conversation about how she's actually very insecure and how she's not as, you know, maybe sex forward as people would think she is. And then right after, Alex is like, so how do you become more confident? How do you become sexy? How do you become hot? It's like she literally was just telling
She
you how
doesn't
she was
know.
struggling with insecurity. She doesn't know. That's why we're trying to have this deep conversation right now. It's like I feel like she's just not listening.
And it's weird because that I thought that was the route she was going. Cause like, okay, you had this sex forward raunchy podcast. Now you have a little bit more money, you have more clout, you have more of a business, more of a brand. Like now, okay, you can pivot into like interviewing kind of like the hotties of
Mhm.
Hollywood and getting their perspective. And you know, like the Leahs from Love Island, Megan Fox, Miley Cyrus, like people that have you know,
Her Leah one
art.
was good. They had good banter, but yes. Yeah.
Yeah, but like that's the image I had of it. It's like, okay, now you can
Hmm.
have more serious adult topics about like growing up and like the
Yes.
harm, I say in quotations, of growing up in like this kind of industry. But that's not where she took it, and that's where I thought she was gonna take it. I also didn't know that a part of her Spotify deal was that it's only on Spotify, which honestly I think is like a bad deal. I mean, for 60 million, I would take it too, but like, what do
Yeah,
you
it was
mean?
just on Spotify. So I think now it's able to be distributed everywhere because I don't think SiriusXM is, I mean, I know it's one of the top radio kind of networks, whatever you want to call
Hmm.
it, but I don't think it's as popular as Spotify.
No,
I mean, clearly
definitely
they
not.
got more budget, but I don't know if they're more
Yeah,
popular.
because you have people like my parents that pay for SiriusXM.
That's why. Well, I don't you do pay for Spotify, but you can listen to Spotify without paying, right? Can you listen to
Yeah,
SiriusXM without
no,
paying?
you have
Okay.
to have like a yearly membership. Yeah, it was very, very strange to me that you could only find it on, that was news to me on Spotify. Because like it's a video aspect, but it's not on YouTube.
Yeah, they have videos on Spotify, which is
Like
kind of
no
cool,
one, yeah, I'm
but
not watching a video on Spotify.
not
These
yeah what
go
you would
for real.
necessarily go for. You would think to go to YouTube for that.
Yeah. Woo,
But yeah, I don't
120.
know. It's interesting. I'm curious as well if you guys saw her, Alex Cooper, host the Olympics, some parts of it, because there was discourse about that online as well. Obviously, she definitely has her fan base and like deservedly so. She does her thing. And they were saying that she did a great job. She was very herself, you know, what you would expect from somebody who has like a sex kind of raunchy podcast, whatever you want to call it, hosting the Olympics. However, other people were saying, kind of know where you're at and you should have been a little bit more demure, a little bit more mindful, like maybe not talking about the Gluck Gluck 5,000 whatever blowjob move while Simone Biles is doing tucks and spins. And she just sometimes she's got to calm down. I
Eh,
know that they had her for her funny, boisterous personality, but I feel like there is a limit. Like you don't need to talk about
yeah.
blowjobs on the Olympics
No,
national
on
television,
prime
please,
time TV. And
or
that's another,
allude to it.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I have a vision of what she could do and what it could be. Because she could be like the voice of a generation, like the girly pops, the girly girls, the girls
I
that are
think that's what
getting
they're trying to do.
colostrum ads on their Instagram. Yeah, that's like the your target audience. Absolutely perfect. We spend the most money on the most bullshit for sure. But it's like not polished. I That's the only way I can think of it. It's like not polished at all. Yeah, you could
Sometimes
be
it just
raunchy, but not like again, why are you talking about that on when the Olympics? Like why is Snoop Dogg more media trained than you?
yeah, she was just doing the most, which again, it's like, okay, well, people maybe they hired her for that, but You're right. It was just not polished. Sometimes she just rubs me the wrong way. There, that's it. Sometimes she's great. Sometimes she's annoying. It is what it is.
Yeah, I have that's like all of them at this
I'm
point.
sure most people feel that way about her because I feel the same way about
Yeah.
Sofia. Sofia is so annoying sometimes too. I just wish she would get it together. But then other times I'm like, she's so witty, funny, whatever.
What? I wonder what network she's with.
Sofia,
Mm-hmm.
she started her own. It's called Sloop
Oh,
Media.
please.
So, she always
Please.
says in her sense that she likes it more because she can control all her own stuff. It's her own media company, which is great. But I mean, it's how could you see this $125 million deal and not
Yeah, I'm
your
surprised she's
stomach?
not getting anything because I feel
They
like
picked a side.
yeah, like the big businesses
Mhm.
definitely picked a side. I just don't know because everyone's trying to be like a disruptor, which I feel like is what SiriusXM and Spotify are trying to do is they're trying to disrupt their industry by hiring these new Gen Z people and giving them deals. But if you really want to shake it up, give Sophia 50 million and see where she takes it. Because I'm pretty sure she would make something shake and literally learn from all of Alex's mistakes, literally,
I
and
think the
her
problem
own.
with Sophia is, and I have to say, I like her, or I always took her side more than Alex's because I always take the underdog side, I have to be
Yeah.
honest. But I will call her out on her bullshit. She was not ambitious. I feel like Alex really
Mhm.
took the weight of that show. Sophia came with the stories, which is obviously super important, the content of it all, and her being funny and witty. That's why I loved her. But when you heard about all like the behind the scenes breakup stuff, Alex was doing everything. Like she was doing all the editing, she was doing all their social media, she was the one going to the meetings with
Mhm.
Dave. She was doing everything. And then also at the end of the day, Sophia is the one who kind of won back on the contract and Alex stayed with Barstool. So I think the big businesses, even if Sophia
Mhm.
is more creative and funny, they're seeing, okay, one stayed with the contract and one has business work ethic. We're going to go with this one. So I see why they chose her, why they picked their side.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense because like your talent really can only take you so far. That's like rule number one. You might be talented and you might have this God-given gift and be funny, but like, you have to put in the work. You have to pull your weight or else like
Had to have
that
drive.
makes sense. That does make sense. And I could totally see that because it like their personalities that Alex, wasn't the funniest, but like, she's
She just
literally a
made it
girl
work.
boss.
And
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure she's the one who, I think Dave reached out to them, Dave Portnoy, but I'm pretty sure like she's the one who kind of had those conversations. And then she also was dating a MB, no,
MLB, right?
yes, MLB player at the time who was kind of popular in New York. So I think that gave her a little bit of edge as well when they were talking about all these raunchy stories with athletes. So I think that obviously appealed to Barstool, like her in it, not necessarily Sophia. So yeah, as much as I love Sophia, I feel like Alex really got them there and brought them to the success. She was the driver.
Yeah, damn
Sophia was the
soap.
passenger princess.
Damn soap. I would be like literally if I were her, I'd be sick to my fucking
And
stomach.
that's why I feel so bad. I would be so sick to my stomach.
But I think because I was just trying to look up Sloop Media on Instagram, like what other podcasts, their website, they don't have anything. There's
No,
nothing.
it's just her. And that's why it's like the
And it
ambition
makes
aspect.
sense.
She could do
Yeah.
so much more. And it's just, I feel like very plateaued.
It is.
Whereas, like stand up girl, because Alex came out with Unwell Media Audio, whatever, podcasting network. And the girls who used to listen to Call Her Daddy, like the OG girls, know that Unwell was Sophia's story. So, Sophia, stand up. She's literally using your term and came up with her own podcasting network, signed on Alex Earl, like the biggest influencer of our time. She's making moves. You need to make moves, please. It's making me sick to my stomach to see you like this.
And that's what it makes me like I just want to shake people like that because it's like bringing it back to the beginning of the episodes. You have the platform, just work your ass off for like 2 years. You have the cushion. It's not like you really need to focus on anything else. Like, oh, how am I gonna pay my bills, my social life, whatever. You have the
Mhm.
funds, you have the resources, you have the time. Work your ass off for 2 years.
Yeah.
And it's like then you have us literally don't have like parents backing us up. I don't have an Like, we're not married to like famous people. We're just trying to make it on our own. And it's
Making
like,
it happen. Like, how do we
and
have
we're,
more drive
yeah,
than you?
and we're making it happen. Amen to that, sister. Random question. What was like the first podcast you ever listened to?
Oh my gosh.
Like,
I
what was
don't
the podcast that got you into podcast?
honestly call her daddy, which is
Oh,
and the reason why is it's not even like I'm listening to it for sex advice or anything crazy
yeah.
like that. It was just the timing of my life. I had just moved to
Mhm.
Chicago. I was by myself, didn't, well, besides obviously my husband, but I had no girlfriends. And the job I had at the time, I was a personal assistant. So I was literally just like for this doctor. I was just driving around her car all day doing errands for her. So I just started binging their podcast because I was in the car all the time by myself. And it just kind of felt like I had girlfriends. So that's kind of what got me into podcasts. And then I just, which is crazy because like here we are full circle talking about
I
them.
know. That is
What about
crazy.
you?
Mine was Girl Boss Radio.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I remember you would listen to that like in
I
college, and I
Yes,
still wasn't into
oh
the podcast
my
scene
gosh.
then.
Yeah, wait, that's so true. I forgot that was like that era of time because I hadn't really gotten like podcasts weren't as big of a thing as they are
Mhm.
now, obviously. Girl Boss Radio was Sofia Amoruso's thing, and
Mhm.
she would before Girl Boss was like a derogatory term. She would interview all these cool people because there was a lot of women in business coming out at the time. I was in college, so I was like, I want to be on Girl Boss Radio.
Yeah,
I
I listened to a
remember,
few episodes. There was just a lot of cool woman founders.
yes, like Man Repeller, which like isn't a thing anymore.
Or like
Glossier,
Glossier. Oh my
yeah,
God.
that kind of fell off now. Like, so it's so interesting, like that period of time, but she did it such a good job with it. And now I like often look back because I miss like a podcast like that. I like hearing the life story of women founders and women in business and again like disruptors, especially like two
Mhm.
women talking to each other and just like it's very inspirational, motivational. And now it's not like that anymore. And it
Yeah.
makes me really sad because I liked podcasts like that. Like they're strictly talking about business, not wellness, and then like business. Literally every week I can expect a very high achieving woman to talk to me about her entire life story. Kind of like how we built this or how I built this, which I also really like, but it's not the same anymore either.
Mhm.
More women in business podcasts.
Seriously. Another, well, do you ever listen to Giggly Squad? I feel like that's like
Mm-mm.
the newer generation of Call Her Daddy, but less vulgar. I listen to it
Yeah.
sometimes. I'm not like a big fan of theirs, but I definitely see the appeal, just like the funny banter between the girls, which, oh my God, wait, speaking of, really quickly before we wrap up, I saw, I don't know if this is real or not, but I saw on social media that Sofia from Call Her Daddy was talking about, I guess recently in her podcast, that she's like in the final rounds of some reality TV thing, which I think would actually make more sense for her to be a reality TV contestant because then you don't
Yeah.
need the ambition. Like just show up and be funny.
Yeah.
Literally perfect for her. And people were contemplating if it was Summer House, which would make sense because she lives in New York and it's only on the weekends. So you go there, party, it's a lot of young people, and then you go home. I don't know. I'm obsessed and I would be really excited. And I want to see her and Paige be besties.
I could see that. I would like that.
Yeah, I would like that too. People see they just need to figure out their lane because I think people are like, oh, start a podcast. It's easy. No, it's not.
It's guys, let me tell you something.
Be grateful we're showing up every week consistently.
Dude, seriously, and we don't take seasons, we don't take breaks. Like we are here every week, and obviously, I would love to get to have maybe like a couple of episodes a week. But
When you have another
this,
job.
yeah, when you have another job and another life, and your podcast isn't your main thing, like it's a lot because you really do have to show up every single day, whether it's social media, editing, the trolls
Researching
in
a
your,
story.
yeah, like the trolls in your comments, trying to find the right platform, trying to make sure your mic's right, trying like we went from visual to audio only. And eventually, obviously, we would love to go back to visual, but like, guys, it is truly a lot of work, and that's why people are saying like not everyone should have a podcast, because I do agree not everyone should have a podcast, but we are built for this because literally we're going on what, four
Been
months
doing it since like the first week of May now. And it
May.
doesn't really like, it's like, oh, be grateful, you guys, we've been doing all this, but it honestly doesn't feel like very hard work at
No.
the same time. It's just, okay, we're doing our job.
Yeah, it's not easy, but it's also it's rewarding.
Yes,
That's what it
very
is. It's not that
rewarding.
it's easy, it's just rewarding. You put in the work and you really do see the benefits of it. And I love it. And I love you guys for always listening and our loyal listeners. And we just keep growing every single month, every single day. And, obviously I get a little impatient sometimes and I'm like, where's my $125 million deal? Where's our
Yeah.
podcast network? I'm ready to be signed to a network. But you know what?
It's
As
all
long
about the
as we
journey.
show up, yeah, we're gonna show up every week, give you guys high quality content, and we're just gonna ride the wave, and we hope that you join us in that.
Yes. And it's just, we're grateful to just be able to talk about our passions. And obviously, there's things that we didn't expect to come with the podcasting. Like,
Ugh.
you kind of expected there would be some troll comments, but I was even thinking today, like, I'm so grateful to one, for you doing this together. And
Oh,
then
of
two,
course.
is just like, we really do care about these. We're interested in these topics. I know that there's
Mhm.
girls out there because we've seen it. Like people have told us. So it's not like we're just, podcasting to no one. There are girls out there who do enjoy the things that we talk about. So just like continuing to remember that because, there's always those dumb people in our comments like, this is brain rot. You guys suck. It's like
Yeah.
remembering not to believe that. And we still can have
Yeah.
fun. And we have good intentions. If you're not here to just have fun, and talk about pop culture, we are not the podcast for you.
No,
We
and that's okay. That's fine. There are plenty of other podcasts where they have the same concept as us, but they just have their own personalities, and you might like them more, and that's fine. But we're here for the girlies that grew up on Housewives and the Style Network and care about pop culture and see it as not some frivolous thing that women waste their time on, but as a way to,
connect with other women and like connect with fun
yes,
topics. Sorry, we care about, entertainment. Sorry, we want to chat with our girlfriends.
yeah,
How
we're
many
literally
times have you
building,
started a conversation, like a juicy conversation with your girlfriend over pop culture? All the time.
right.
So, anyways, and yeah, and if you want to, a very scientific kind of interview kind of podcast, go there. But
Yeah.
don't come to us and expect that when we've never been that.
Yeah, never was. Maybe will be one day. Probably not on a podcast
Not on
called
Gossip
Gossip
Break.
Break, but you
Literally, it's
know,
in the name. What did you expect?
yeah, literally.
Anyways, we're so grateful for you guys and we're
Yeah.
grateful for our podcast.
Mhm.
And we will be back next week with some more juicy stories for you guys, as always.
Yes, we obviously love y'all so much. Thanks for listening. As always, make sure you are subscribed to us on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. You can find us under Gossip Break. Make sure you're following us on TikTok at Gossip Break and on Instagram at Gossip Break Pod. And we also have our YouTube videos of our audio that go on YouTube if you just like YouTube. And of course, like I said before, we would love to go visual one day. But it's a work in progress. We're gonna get there. Don't worry, girls, because I know I like to watch podcasts too. So we hear ya.
That'll be our goal soon, but we haven't even been here 6 months. So give us a
Yeah.
chance.
We're still new, even though it feels like we've been doing this for years. I have to remember we've been doing this for like 3 months.
Yeah, we literally just started. So I'm proud of us.
Me too, sister.
All right. Well, we'll see you guys next week. Love you.
Bye.